Hallo, dit is dein Tag über die Kraft des Dufts. Ich werde vom legendaren Andreas getaggt. Thank you. You have no idea how many times it's taken me to get that, more or less. But yes, this is a tag that was tagged in by Andreas, and it's about the power of fragrances. I've obviously cut little bits out because of time constraints, because yeah, Instagram, you should be glad for that, otherwise I'd probably talk for about 3 hours. Alright, so getting into it. So first up is which fragrance reminds you of the holiday of your dreams? And for me, that will be Lotus Rising from April Aromatics. And the kind of holiday of my dreams would be, it will be by a lake or a lovely river in somewhere like Norway or Germany. Just like this endless kind of countryside, peace, beauty, the sounds of the birds. Now I know that lotuses are an Asian flower, I think, so it's unlikely to be floating down the Rhine or a river in Norway or Sweden, isn't it? But let's just say they are. And it's that kind of, just that smell of the warm air, not hot. I don't want it hot because I hate hot weather, and I'll be a grumpy, but even more of a grumpy bugger on a really hot holiday. So just like this beautiful kind of peace by the river, all the green, all the birds, just all the quiet times. I mean, I could, of course, change this holiday to being in, I don't know, China or something, next to the river there, with the lotus flowers going down, the smell of jasmine in the air, all this wild countryside, all these animals that I've never seen in person, like pandas and other things that live in China. God, I should have planned this better. Just that serenity, and obviously surrounded by all that culture and history in China. So that's why I've kind of picked this Lotus Rising. It is just this, like, most lotus lily kind of fragrances have that kind of watery, peaceful stream touch to them. And that will be my dream holiday, just me in the whole world, nature, nothing else, peace and quiet, and the lovely smell of flowers and all that sort of thing in the air. Next, that's kind of in the list of questions, is what kind of reminds you of your best travelling experience and destination? Won't lie, I hate travelling. I like getting there, but I tend to just sleep. So it makes me a bit sick as well. As usual, obviously I've got to complain. But just thinking about it from more outside the box, I suppose one of kind of the best dates I've been on, well, it wasn't a date, we were in a relationship, but was the many times went horse riding and stuff, and that was kind of lovely. You've got the smells in the air and the leather of the saddle, smell of horses and animals. Now I've picked Swedhoft Bohemian for that. I don't particularly, it has got a certain animalic leather about it, but it's not particularly overly animalistic, but it does have that tinge, and yeah, I guess I can see that. Again, walking through the beautiful outdoors on horseback, not naked like our Russian president friend, although he looks very dashing, don't come after me. Yeah, and obviously that Swedhoft's got a certain kind of boozy quality to it, and obviously if we were walking when it was like kind of late, not late dark, but you know, as the sun was going down, it would inevitably end in a few drinks afterwards and a nice kind of lying outside or sitting outside in a beer garden under the sun, nice peaceful times. You'd still smell a bit of horses and leather. So for that one I have picked Swedhoft's Bohemian. Now the fragrance that kind of reminds me of my childhood, I think I've mentioned many times, and it's not a fragrance I like, it's Dior Poison. My mother used to work as a nurse, so she'd be out at all hours and that. And specifically, it makes me think of her going out at night and stuff before we went to bed, and everywhere would stink of Dior Poison. That sharp, radioactive hideousness just all around you, like a big nuclear cloud. And even when I get up next morning for school, it's all you could smell. It'd be all over you. Still, I mean, you'd probably spray about 50 sprays or something. And it's the one that most takes me back to that kind of age. And you know, walking to school in the morning, it's only up the road from us, it's a tiny little village, and yeah, so that's a quick one, and that's Dior Poison. That reminds me of my childhood. So the next one is a nice memory, and what I've picked for that is it's probably the nicest memory we all have, that kind of loved up kind of memory. And what I've gone for that is, actually, you already know, is black opium. And obviously that little coffee, vanilla, kind of sweet pear running through it and all that, just loveliness of it. And it's dark. Yeah, it was quite common at one point, but it just reminds me of that special someone, and it is really seductive, it's really beautiful. I don't know, maybe it's one men prefer. I think it can be worn by anyone, but obviously, given my memories of it, I'd like to smell it on people, although would I want them soiling. But anyway, I waffle on. It's got similarities to Rolling in Love and a few others, and I think that's why I'm so in love with them. But obviously, that sort of feeling is a really powerful kind of scent memory and feelings, isn't it? Again, just shows the power of fragrance. Next is a fragrance that gives me confidence, makes me feel like I'm strutting my stuff. I think I've mentioned this a few times, but it is the one that gives me the most confidence, and that is the Haraf's Pour Homme. It is this mixture of old and new world kind of fougere, but a modern touch, darkness, but it's a fragrance for grown-ups basically. It's a black suit, it's a nice white shirt, it's basically getting ready for the world. People will take notice of you, it won't sort of shout in anyone's face, it just kind of exudes this quiet confidence of someone who's got their shizzle together, which perhaps isn't something I can wear too often, but it is a gorgeous fragrance. So for confidence, it's a Haraf's. Fragrance that calms me, and I'm going to blend this with makes me happy as well, is obviously Dew Pomme. Now again, I've spoken so much about this, but it's true. It's not just that kind of comfort of better times and the good memories, but the sweetness, everything about it does kind of make me happy. I do wear it to chill in, but obviously it's not, with it being quite so loud, it's not the best chilling fragrance. But, you know, if, like now I'm off out for a walk and some time by myself, or I'm off somewhere and I don't feel great, a few sprays of that and it just cheers me up. It takes me back to that, well, I wouldn't go happy young adult, but that young adult who was a bit more carefree and kind of wasn't so cynical at things. Yes, that John did exist at one point. So for making me happy and kind of keeping me calm is Dew Pomme. Next up is kind of a meditative, transporting fragrance, a fragrance that's not the same as calming, that just kind of takes you up. And again, I'm going to go for another dupe, shock horror, and it's an extremely affordable fragrance, and that is Dupe's Le Balm. This is just it's got little hints of incense. It's like as the name suggests, like being in a bath, but it's not quite as bubble bathy as that. It's quite resinous, it's got bits of spice, it's very warm, it's very just calm, and it is one of them that if you just sat wanting some thinking time, sometimes to clear your mind, you don't need to think about the fragrance because it's not overly potent, it's not in your face, it's very easy to wear. And that hint of incense and delicate smokiness in it gives this calm kind of rise to you, where you kind of can imagine yourself like floating up and just kind of becoming one and just relaxing and taking in the universe and questioning why we're here, which I do actually more often than you might think. So for my kind of meditative, calming, spiritual, if you like, fragrance, Dupe Le Balm. And to kind of end the video, because I don't know how long it's going to be, I'll probably have to edit this down or take it out, but I thought I'd just add one, and that will be my most kind of powerful fragrance memory. And what it would be, I suppose, again, it would actually link back to the childhood one again, but it's not a fragrance, it's just an actual scent. And where I'm from, a little village in Derbyshire, was right next to a very large quarry. And what used to happen pretty much every couple of days is they would blast the quarry so they could get more limestone out, and all the other kind of minerals that were there. So what it is it's gunpowder, weirdly, coal and limestone. I think they take me back to where I literally was very carefree, where we go walking along the train lines by all the coal trucks, and you'd after that blast you'd smell the gunpowder in the air, quite a sharp, well, it's not gunpowder, dynamite, isn't it, in the air, quite a sharp. So if you've smelled it before, you kind of know it's quite a vivid memory that you can't ever stop smelling, black and a little bit smoky. But the limestone, it's weird the way it worked, because limestone to me, especially like powdered form, it's quite a calming, relaxing kind of smell, if you've ever smelt it. So it's like, obviously it's like stone, but I don't know what it is about it. It's like a smooth stone. It doesn't smell anything like sandalwood, but if they made stone fragrance notes, then I think limestone would be the sandalwood of stones, because it is and it's also very calm, and because of what limestone's made of, I think it is quite therapeutic. Obviously it's prehistoric, it's made from ancient oceans, it's got fossils in it and that, so it's quite a magical smell, I think, and otherworldly sometimes, especially when it's just being freshly blown out of the earth. So that's kind of my most, I'd say, deepest, most powerful fragrance memory, smell, if you get what I mean. I know I'm waffling on, but to take it outside of the perfume, I'd love a perfume that smelled of that, actually. Quarry Blast, smell of dynamite. Actually, not just that, there's the calm before that, that would be quite vivid as well. There'll be this kind of, this is in the middle of nowhere in the Peak District, very, very quiet, like this, all green. The smell of cows, the smell of fresh grass, the smell of wood, the smell of all the flowers growing around, quite natural. And then you get that siren, and you get that big heavy smell of gunpowder would be the first thing you kind of smell. And then in the air you get the, like I say, the calm limestone and the other kind of minerally notes coming through, and that's what it kind of makes me think of quite a lot. So that will be my most powerful fragrance memory. Anyway, I've waffled on, so I'm done. Obviously I don't need to tag anyone, because Andreas tagged everyone in the world, so if you're watching this and you've watched Andreas's video, go watch it, then you're tagged. Obviously look at Andreas, because he's got the full list. I can't remember who tagged him originally, but it's actually quite an interesting topic. Just that it's weird, isn't it, how fragrance and memory and emotions are all so deeply connected. Obviously could do a whole video just talking about that, but it's one of the most kind of subtle senses we have that we don't notice, but the power of it is incredible, just to take you to a place in time, a specific event, a specific feeling. Obviously smells warn us of danger. It's a way of a plant or something communicating with us. If it's all wafty sweet, it's like, come closer, spread my nectar around. If it smells a bit bitter and horrible, it's keep away, because I'm going to poison you, horrible human. So yeah, anyway, I waffle on. Thanks folks. And yeah, I'm back again. I just thought, just because it's quite a serious video for me, there's no me being silly as usual, which I can do sometimes. I just thought I'd put the outtakes on the end. They're not very funny or enjoyable, but it's me just trying to speak German. Dankeschön. Auf Wiedersehen. Gute Nacht or something. What? Guten Tag, willkommen, hallo. Das ist dein... Guten Tag, willkommen, hallo. Das ist rund dein Tag. Das ist dein Kraft rund. Das ist dein Tag. Und die Kraft der Dus. Hallo, willkommen. Guten Tag. Würde dem großen Andreas markieren. Ich würde von Andreas das markieren. Hallo, willkommen. This ist das. Hallo, willkommen. This ist ein Tag über die Kraft des